For most civilizations, punishment meant justice. For Rome, punishment meant spectacle. The Romans didn't simply punish criminals, they erased them from society, from memory, from the natural order itself. In ancient Rome, justice was not quiet. It was loud, public, symbolic, and often terrifying. Because Roman law wasn't just about enforcing rules. It was about reminding everyone watching exactly who held power and what happened when that power was challenged. And among all the brutal penalties Rome ever invented, one stands above the rest. Not because it was the most common, not because it was the most efficient, but because it was the most disturbing. This is the story of the Poina Coulae, the punishment of the sack. To understand why the Romans created something so bizarre, so cruel, we need to understand how they viewed family. In Roman society, the family was sacred, not emotional, not sentimental, sacred. At the top stood the paterfamilias, the father. He controlled property, marriage, inheritance, even life and death within the household. To kill your father was not just murder, it was an attack on Rome itself. The Romans believed that nature followed a strict hierarchy. Gods above men, men above women, parents above children. Parricide shattered that hierarchy. And for Rome, a crime that broke the natural order deserved a punishment that reflected absolute disorder. If someone was found guilty of killing their parent, the process began immediately. First came the public humiliation. The accused was stripped, beaten, displayed. Then came the sack. A large leather bag was prepared, stitched thick, heavy, impossible to escape. Inside the sack were placed animals, not chosen at random. Each one carried meaning. A snake, symbol of betrayal and hidden violence. A dog, once loyal, now turned savage. A monkey, a twisted mockery of humanity. Sometimes even a rooster, representing chaos and confusion. The criminal was forced inside with them. No weapon, no light, no air. The sack was sealed, and then it was carried to the river. Not buried, not burned, not executed on land. The Romans believed earth and sky should reject such a person. So the sack was thrown into the water. Imagine the final moments. Darkness, panic, scratching claws, bites, hissing. The sack thrashing as the animals fought each other and the human trapped among them. Then, silence. The punishment wasn't just death, it was erasure. No grave, no marker, no funeral rites. To Rome, the criminal no longer existed. This was justice, Roman style. But the Poina Coulae was not an isolated madness. Rome perfected punishment as performance. Executions were public events. Crowds gathered, children watched, merchants sold food. Death was a lesson. Take damnatio ad bestias. Condemned prisoners were sent into the arena unarmed to face lions, bears, or leopards. There was no illusion of fairness. The point wasn't survival. It was fear. The crowd didn't just watch someone die. They watched power made visible. Then there was crucifixion. Slow, painful, humiliating. Victims were nailed or tied to wooden crosses and left to die over hours or days. It was designed not just to kill, but to degrade. Roman citizens were usually spared this fate. Crucifixion was for slaves, rebels, those Rome wanted to erase socially before erasing physically. And then there was decimation. When a Roman legion failed in battle or disobeyed orders, punishment fell not on one man, but many. The soldiers were lined up. Groups of 10 were formed. One man in each group was selected by lot. The remaining 9 beat him to death, not by executioners, by his own brothers in arms. Rome believed fear created discipline, and discipline created empire. So why were Roman punishments so extreme? Because Rome ruled not through kindness, but through certainty. Certainty that rebellion failed. Certainty that crime was seen. Certainty that power always answered back. Punishment was theater. The criminal was the actor. The crowd was the audience. The state was the god watching from above, and the message was always the same. This is what happens when you cross Rome. Over time, many of these punishments faded. Empires fell, laws softened, executions moved behind walls. But the idea never truly disappeared. Even today, punishment is still spectacle, still symbolic, still designed to send messages. Public trials, media outrage, social destruction. Rome may be gone, but its shadow still lingers. Because when a society stops asking how to punish fairly and starts asking how to punish memorably, it becomes Rome. And somewhere in the dark waters of history, the sack still sinks.